Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Nicron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I also have another YouTube channel where we discuss issues pertaining to Latinos residing in the United States. The link to that channel is in the description. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, the subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether you've been there from the very beginning or just recently joined. I really appreciate your love and support. Okay. I would give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into their devices, and also those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you're not done so already, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you have the opportunity to catch it live. Good evening, 18th letter. Long time no see, no hear. Thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who catching the stream on Instagram. Okay. Now, tonight we're having what I call open discussion. What is open discussion? Basically, I will discuss several topics on which I will give my point of view regarding each topic. Of course, the audience will have an opportunity to opine as well. Also, okay, I see here that we already had someone, so before I continue, let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the channel or the content, you can block the channel. And now I'm going to begin my guest. Good evening, 18th Flutter.
Hey, shout out to my YouTube dad, Jose Negron. How you been, Jose?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How have you been?
I've been okay. Been working a lot. That's why you haven't seen me around. I've missed a couple of shows, so I was off. I wanted to make sure that I popped in for this one.
Well, I really appreciate it. So tonight we're having open discussion. So basically, we can talk about anything and everything. Okay. So what's on your mind?
Well, I wanted to ask you, being a native New Yorker, what is your, and I know you work in the city as far as you know Manhattan. Uh, what is your opinion on how things went down with that CEO that was taken out in Midtown?
Okay. This is my thing, and this is the thing that I find it very weird. Is that as a person, as that person, you mean to tell me you're gonna go outside without some sort of an escort, without some sort of protection? That's weird. I mean, because look, when you have a position like as a CEO of a company, you're going to be a target. You're going to be possibly a target for being kidnapped or a target to be deleted. So the fact that he allowed himself to go without 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 protection, and first of all, if he did have protection, what the heck happened? Because someone, if he had protection, someone needed to be fired.
I believe he was more lax on security being in New York City because he was originally from excuse me, he was originally from Minneapolis, and I think he was visiting New York for a business meeting. But the thing is with this whole situation is that this is a chain reaction effect. This is, people being fed up with a lot of things. Not saying that what that man did was right. It wasn't right, but a lot of people are just fed up with this economy, with the way how insurance is a scam, and a lot of people paid into this insurance only to be denied when they need it the most, or when a relative needed the most, and some people are really going off on the deep end, and things like this happen. And I would want to know that with a lot of the people that are, big wigs in these companies and these corporations, I mean, being greedy, like
Yeah.
you keep taking from the American people. I mean, what are you expecting? At some point, the way that things are set up with the system is going to crumble because, these people at the top in these corporations are just too greedy. They're extremely greedy, and a lot of people can't even squeeze blood from a stone at this particular point.
Well, I remember 8.5 years ago where I was preparing for knee replacement surgery. Okay, and the my healthcare provider denied the procedure, and that my physician had to basically submit a letter of appeal for them to approve the procedure. Because look, when you're going through a knee replacement, that's a lot of money. First of all, you have the hospitalization, and I was in the hospital for about I think 3 to 5 days. There's the hospitalization, and then there's the actual procedure itself, and then there's the anesthesia, and then you have the medications that are needed, and then the fact that you are in a hospital bed. Okay, so we're talking about a procedure that's almost as much as some people's annual salary.
Absolutely, absolutely. And without insurance, you're paying for every shot. You're paying for every medicine. You're paying for hospital costs and just being there. You're paying for everything, and you pay into this insurance only to get denied. It's crazy, and between that and the way that the economy is, even with by the time I get to the age of being elderly, they won't have pensions anymore. Pensions are I believe people should have pensions. They worked hard their whole life. They ready to retire, but practically with pensions, even that's a Ponzi scheme. A lot of these corporations are just robbing Peter to pay Paul. So they need people to still keep working to pay into it because they're not using their money to help pay into it. So they taking money from the average, person that's working and using their money to pay into the pension from former workers. And then when those people say, well, we need a raise because we barely make anything, then they just, shut down the whole corporation and send those jobs overseas somewhere.
Well, as a municipal employee, the situation is different. Good evening, Risa. Thank you very much for stopping by. You're definitely one of my best mods. Um, but you see, I'm fortunate because in the state constitution, the city can go broke. However, they have to pay the pensions. So that's written into law. So, but the problem is, and this has to do with our governor. Okay, without me going into a in-depth talk, discussion regarding the different types of pension tiers and things of that nature. Um, Depending when you started your municipal employment, will determine what level of pension that you will receive. Okay. Now I'm fortunate because first of all, when I retire, I'll have my pension, I'll have my social security. I also have a 401k. So I will be okay. But the people that's in their 30s or in their 20s, um, we don't know if social security is going to be around for them.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and that's what that's what it's looking like. This whole system is really on the brink of collapse, and they're trying to their best to try to save it, but it's too late because, like I said, with a lot of these corporations and everything, they've been greedy, and it's to the point that the average age for a person to buy a house is 54 years old now.
Yeah.
Homes
Well,
are now
look,
thousand
look,
dollars. No one
yeah,
can
yeah.
afford that.
I mean, look, the reality is this. One of the problems is you have the baby boomers that are retiring. Okay, okay, and I'm part of that generation. So you have like a huge population that's either at retirement age or close to retirement age. Okay, which that means it's taking more money out of the social security system, which makes it harder for the millennials and the Gen Z people. I mean, it's just that it could be a scary time if you're a person in your 20s and you're not even too sure whether or not Social Security be around when it's your turn to retire.
Yes, it's a strong possibility. It may not. It's a
Yeah,
strong possibility all of that will be gone as time goes on because no one can really afford it, and nobody is to blame but the government and all of these corporations that they bailed out because they really screwed this economy over. You know,
yeah,
and it's been like this for a while, but even now, I don't know if you heard, Walgreens is now going into bankruptcy. Like all of these different places that are no longer around, sales are down at a lot of places because people can't afford it. This high inflation and everything, people cannot afford it, and a lot of these companies are being bought up by equity, private equity lenders or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And all they do is suck the companies dry for most of the resources, and then before you know it, the company shut down and they out of business. So
hmm
it's looking dark out here right now for people that's coming up, and we know what that produced for a lot of people that don't have anything is going to produce more random and sporadic crime
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. That's true. I mean, that's very true. And job security is almost non-existent. About the only place when you're actually going to find job security is with municipal governments, and not all municipal governments are the same. Think of all the municipal employees that got laid off or furloughed during COVID.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And this is where we are now, man. This is where we are, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know. You can't even really register. It doesn't really register or compute
Yeah,
in your mind too much. And that's
yeah,
why you have a person like Luigi out here gunning for corporations, CEOs. But I think after this, because they said like he was like it was something with their system where they had AI deny people 50% of the time on their coverage. And best believe
Yeah.
anytime that technology is invented, there's always people in the back thinking a way that they can misuse it for their own personal gain. And now it's going to be a lot of other people that are the elites that's going to get security and everything, or they're going to make sure that they're more secure because after this happened to him,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know if you heard, but Time magazine had declared Donald Trump to be the person of the year.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that.
So, what's your thoughts?
Um, well, you gotta remember, Jose. A lot of the people, we're not an educated country. We're not a smart country. So most of the people just go for what they see. They see Donald Trump. Like it or not, he moves the people with his words. A lot of people don't know about politics, so Donald Trump, it's easy for him to move people. It's easy for him to, based off of, he has that bravado and everything. People like what he says, and between that and him being prosecuted, well, indicted on those charges, fighting those charges, then for that to be dropped or whatever happened with that situation, then the two assassination attempts, that's going to move the American people to view him in that light.
Yeah.
And like I'm
Now,
not I'm not saying Donald Trump is is the best option, but Biden didn't make it much better. Biden or Harris did not make it much better. They didn't make it hard for somebody to choose Trump.
but you know something. In all fairness, Biden should never run for a second term. He should never have run for a second term. First of all, it was clear to everyone except those who allowed themselves to be deceived that his cognitive skills was in serious decline. Okay, and the media cover it. Okay, but at the same time, Donald Trump's cognitive skills have been in a decline as well, and there was nothing in the media about that. Think about it. If 20 years ago, if someone was to tell us that a person that have close to 100 criminal charges was found guilty of 34 felonies, okay, that did a poor job with dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, was impeached twice, okay, and has failed, declared bankruptcy multiple times, and that the majority of the citizens will vote the president back into the White House. If people were to tell us that 20 years ago, we would think that that person was crazy. But that is exactly what we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Just most people, we don't know what everything happened. They just know that the American people are suffering right now, and we're suffering at an alarming rate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Groceries are super expensive, gas is super expensive, cost of living is super expensive. So people are confused, and a lot of people rather be brainwashed. Most people rather have their head in the sand, but now it's gotten to the point that it's so dire that you can't really ignore it. And that's where we at right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, look, I'll say this: Donald Trump did a better job of convincing the public that he can fix their problems. I mean, look, we all know for a fact then when it comes to the border crisis, the administration did a piss poor job. There was no strategy. There was no way that you can vet millions of people, before they come to the United States and things of that nature. So, and the fact that they're talking about everything was in control, which is not true. And then on top of that, here in New York, you have these people getting debit cards worth hundreds of dollars. They're getting free room and board. Meanwhile, our citizens are not being taken care of.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, and
Yeah,
and it's doing, and all it is causing a lot of confusion. Um, it's a lot of people, you know, they angry about that situation. Me personally, I don't blame the migrants because who am I to say, hey, if it was a situation that I can take advantage of going to another country, maybe I'll do the same thing. But I just get tired of the American people not really trying to, they're trying to fight the migrants instead of fighting the people that's bringing the migrants over.
yeah,
They don't have anything to do with that. You got to look into some of these people that you put in office that's doing that. And Americans, we practically work like slaves at this particular point. We work like like we're working and killing ourselves, and we're barely getting anything out of it.
yeah, yeah. And then during the election, you have Barack Obama trying to shame black men to vote for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and that was kind of crazy and confusing because it ended up being black men that voted the most in the Democratic Party when it came to the men in general. And you turn around and you throw black men under the bus when that was your most strongest voting block instead of trying to
Yeah,
hear them out with what they say. So it's crazy, man. I don't think they knew what they was doing. You know, the thing is now we got the internet, so we more privy to a lot of information. We're able to match notes, so a lot of people is not going from what they read in newspapers and what they watch on CNN or Fox News or MSNBC anymore. And I don't think the political party either of them really understand that, especially the Democratic Party, because as much lies as we caught them in, they continue to do so,
yeah,
and it's crazy. The Republicans are not our friends either, but at this particular point, the Democratic Party, we've given them a lot of support for decades upon decades upon decades, and nothing ever really came out of it. And when a group of men decide that they think their vote would be valuable elsewhere, instead of actually hearing them out to see, what is it that we can do to meet these people's needs, you decide that you're gonna, you know, uh, lecture them and critique them, and you didn't do any other group like that. So it is what it is.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Okay, and and then for weeks after the election, when you have people going into TikTok and having complete meltdowns regarding the outcome of the election, not only that, but the fact that they're cutting off ties with their loved ones simply because they vote for a different candidate.
Yeah, people get wrapped up in their feelings, Jose, about how they feel about politics. It's three things that they tell you never to argue with at work, and that's race, politics, and religion, because that's something that people are very sensitive when it comes to, and people feel some type of way, and a lot of people they can feel whatever type of way they feel about it. But right now, Trump is the president, and it's time to see, what these 4 years are going to hold for the future. And
Yeah,
that's the thing we can do at this particular point.
yeah. But another problem. And first of all, let me just state for the record that this doesn't apply to all African American women. So I don't want people saying I'm being anti black women. But you do have some that have some crazy standards in what they're looking for as their ideal partner, but yet they don't come anything close to offer anything as well. The only thing they can offer is a used box.
Yeah, those certain type of women that you're talking about. Of course, like you said, that's not African American women as a whole, but those are the ones that are on here that are the loudest. And it's a lot of other groups of men that's going through the same thing, but they're the loudest. They're just like very unbecoming when it comes to their energy, and
Yeah.
very negative, and got the most uh just the most downtrodden things to say. And but the internet gives everybody a voice, and at least one thing we've learned over time is that you can see how people really think when they feel like there's no consequences. They show you the real them on the internet. So
Yeah.
that's how it is,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And if heaven forbid, a woman actually tries to have some of these women take accountability for their actions, they're ready to crucify that poor lady.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Because people don't like to deal with the truth, unfortunately, Jose. A lot of people, the truth is a very hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, and it takes self-evaluation. It takes, um, you know, understanding and being accountable for your own actions, which is something that certain people just don't have, man. And a lot of people, they thrive in chaos. They like, the negativity. They like the drama and all of that. That's what makes them feel alive in a way, you can say.
Yeah.
So they're not going to ever admit to themselves that they are the people, that's destroying, whatever communication and interactions that they have with people that may, you know, lead them to live a happy life. They're never going to admit to that.
I remember one time one black woman got upset at me simply by saying that when it comes to issues within the African American community, the only ones that can fix it are the members of the African American community. And somehow, this person got upset at me simply by saying that. And I believe it's true. Look, when it comes to issues within the African American community, the only ones that could really fix it is the members of the community themselves.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree. But people are sensitive. So, but you voice your opinion. Your opinion was how you felt, and you have a right to voice your opinion. Don't care about who get upset about however they may feel. It is what it is. You can voice your opinion based off of a dynamic that you see, whoever likes it or not.
Well, I happen to suffer from an incurable disease called I don't care itis. I mean, first of all, I'm 62 years old. And at this point of my life, I mean, I don't care. If you want to get upset with me, you don't have to watch me. You don't have to consume my content. You can go elsewhere, but I'm going to state my opinion.
Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So I got to get ready to check out, Jose.
All
I
right.
got to
Well, thank you very much for stopping by. And I just want to encourage the audience to please check out the 18 Fellas channel and subscribe.
thank you, everybody. Shout out to you once again, my YouTube dad, Jose Negron. Shout out to
All
everybody.
right.
And
If I don't hear from you, happy holidays.
Oh, you'll hear from me. Happy holidays, Jose. Happy holidays.
Okay, thank you.
You all
But
have a
take care. So, but this is the thing. Okay, when it comes to Donald Trump being declared the person of the year, to an extent, I could understand it, and I'm gonna explain it why. I mean, first of all, he undergo two assassination attempts. Okay, and the fact of the matter is, considering all the stuff that happened during his campaign, he was victorious. And actually, he did things that people wouldn't think he would do. I mean, first of all, he did go to the Bronx. Okay, he did go to Castle Hill section, which is near where I live. Um, and he gave the impression that he cares about the common person and that he can fix everything. So, in a sense, I can see why um, he would be declared the person of the year. And actually, it was an amazing political comeback, considering the fact that he lost the election 4 years ago, even though he never admitted it, and things of that nature, and the fact that he had almost 100 criminal charges levied against him. So the fact of the matter is, I can see it to an extent why he would declare a person of the year. So yeah, I'm not gonna necessarily disagree with that. So the next thing I'm gonna be talking about is, of course, the ops. Okay, we all have ops. Okay, we can have ops for multiple reasons. Um, with me, it seems to be the reason why I have ops. It has to do with the people that I choose to associate with. Okay, first of all, I mean, these people need to grow up, which is not likely going to happen. Okay, um, it sounds cliche, but it is true. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. And in fact, it is that simple. If you approach me in a respectable way, or you approach me not to attack me, but to engage in mature conversation, of course I'm going to reciprocate. Okay. Unfortunately, some people are under the belief that you become an enemy simply by being a friend by someone who's an enemy of somebody else, which is immaturity in its worst form. Okay. And also my thing is this: you can go on and talk, you can go on and talk about the people who you can't stand on your own platform. When you come to my platform, you have to leave that at the door. Okay, because I am not going to entertain having people going back and forth and arguing because they have beefs. Okay, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. And again, if you don't like the fact that I hang that I'm associating with this individual or that individual or what have you, then you need to evaluate yourself, and maybe you need therapy, or maybe you have some sort of trauma. Uh, I mean, which kind of which could explain why some people act the way they do. Okay, and I'm gonna have ups no matter what. Okay, Which leads me to another topic. Why ignore them? Why? Okay, first of all, the reason why I choose to ignore them for the most part is because what these people want is attention. They want you to focus on them. And by going back and forth with these individuals, what you're doing is you're giving them attention, you give them validation, and basically what you're doing is you are enabling people to continue to act like clowns. Okay. So the solution is to ignore them. By you ignoring them, basically what you're saying is that you're not going to engage with their stupidity. Okay. And a lot of these people, let's keep it real, they're gluttons for attention. That's why um, they will do things like they'll go into um, Twitter and say whatever mess that they wish because they don't have the courage to say to your face. Okay. But no matter what, the best strategy, the best thing for you to do is just simply to ignore them. Okay. And you just focus on being the best version of yourself. That is the best form of revenge. Okay. Because basically what you're saying in effect is that you're not going to allow others uh, to color how you're going to react. Okay, you cannot control what they say, but you control how you react, and that's something that's very important. So the next thing I'm going to be discussing is next week's schedule is going to be a little bit weird. Okay, not weird. It's just that I'm gonna be attending a lot of social functions. So I'm gonna be attending a social function Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night. Okay. So as a result, I am not gonna be doing streams those nights. Okay. Uh, I going to be attending some social functions. So as a result, um, I'm going to be doing a stream on Monday night, Thursday night, and Saturday. Okay. I will not be doing any live streams regarding my other channel. I will be posting shorts. Um, and of course, the following week, which is, of course, it'll be Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Um, my schedule is going to be, let's see, it's going to be a little bit different as well. Um, I'll talk more about what my schedule is going to look like next week. Okay. Well, one thing that I do appreciate the fact that, as you can see, I have been creating a great number of shorts. Okay. And recently, my shorts have gotten a lot of traction. Okay. And I really appreciate all the love and support that all of you have given me. Okay. In fact, I did a short today that's gotten close to 1,000 views in a matter of hours. If you take a look, my shorts tend to be humorous. Okay. Um, because I like to make people laugh. I like people to smile. It could be a rough. You could have a rough day, or you could have a rough week, and if one of my shorts make you smile a little bit or make you laugh a little bit, and help you to forget this, your trials and tribulations a little bit, I'm doing something. So it's like a community service of some sort. Now, of course, we're approaching the end of the year, and of course, we don't know what 2025 will bring. Okay, but this is my thought. Every year has its good moments and its bad moments. Every year has its victories, and every year has its defeats. I prefer to think that in 2025, I'll have more victories than defeats. But even with the defeats, I can learn things. I can learn new things. And I am not vain that I cannot accept where I missed the mark or where I've screwed up and learn from my mistakes. That's what it is called maturity. That's what it means. Um, I do want to do some collaborations next year. Now, I'm gonna, I will be visiting other people's content. Okay, but I have to be mindful of who I visit. Okay, okay, and the reason why, because in all fairness, there's certain platforms I wouldn't think to join. Okay, I don't think of myself as better than anybody else. It's just that I have to think about my own well-being mentally and otherwise. Um, but I definitely gonna reach out some people. There's a couple of people that I want would like to come to my platform so they can share their knowledge to the uncommon folk. Okay, so we shall see how successful I will be. And of course, I want to get to the point where I'll be monetized, which means that I have to have 1,000 subs and my content has to be watched for 4,000 hours within a 12-month period. Okay. The nature of my channel, the growth is going to be slow. Okay. But as I said it before, and I'll say it again, um, this is not a sprint. This is the marathon. There's going to be weeks where you're going to have amazing growth, and you're going to have weeks when it's going to be stagnant. Okay. The key is just continue to produce content and and maintain a um, a regular schedule. Of course, I also want. Oh, I see we have Irby in the house. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. Oh, you missed the 18th letter. He was here earlier on the panel and on the chat. Okay. So, for the benefit of those who are just tuning in tonight, is open discussion. And we also have Didi Juju in the house. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, my friend Didi has her own YouTube channel where she produces a lot of great content. So, of course, I'm going to ask you that you please show some love to her. Check out her content, subscribe, and perhaps she'll let you share her content as well. So tonight, yep, that is true. That is true. I'm not. I mean, I just need 9 more subs to reach 500. I would like to get there before the end of the year. Okay. So hopefully that will happen. But I'm going to succeed. Okay, I will become monetized when I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But I believe I will be monetized. Would I make a lot of money off of YouTube? No. Okay. Because realistically speaking, the ones that make real money are those whose channels are huge. I mean, channels. Oh, we also have Gigi in the house. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. Um, Tonight we're having another episode of open discussion, so I've just been talking a lot of things. Okay, I don't know if you heard Gigi, but Donald Trump has been declared the Times Magazine's Person of the Year. Okay, so I don't. I'm sure you have an opinion about that. Okay, I do think it's well deserved. Okay, considering the fact that he did undergo two assassination attempts, as well as being um, hit with almost 100 criminal charges, um, found guilty of 34 charges, which I would think it's going to go away, and things of that nature. So I do think it's well deserved. Yep, yeah, you did. Look, s- say what you want. Donald Trump did a better job convincing the public that he cares about them and that he can fix the problems this country has. Okay. And among the problems is, of course, the problem with the border. Okay. So look, we will see. We will see what happens. Um, but I will say this much. Donald Trump has made a lot of promises. Whether he can keep them or even come close, time will tell. Time will tell. So the next thing, of course, every week I try to come up with different topics to discuss, and sometimes it could be a challenge. I mean, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of topics, but the problem is there are some topics it's better left unsaid. Okay, it seems like whenever people get into race or politics, you have some individuals that cannot have a mature discussion without getting a complete meltdown. That is the reality. Some people just they cannot engage in mature conversation. They have to get emotional. They have to call other people everything but a child of God. So I will try to come up with some new topics, definitely for the new year. Okay. One thing I definitely want to talk um, about people who are Creole. Okay. So I know there's a lot of ignorance when it comes to the people who are Creole. So I definitely want to have a conversation regarding that, and hopefully, um, Lady Creole Marmalade, and of course my brother from another mother, George, can stop by so we can have a mature conversation. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm good. In fact, definitely, I'm going to do that. In fact, what I'll do is on one of her videos, I will put a comment inviting her to stop by, and then she can share her knowledge regarding Creoles. Okay, definitely. And and one thing I do appreciate about her, she is a no, she is a young content creator, very intelligent. Okay, very knowledgeable when it comes to the Creole culture. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie, she's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, of course I'm spoken for, so and and besides, I'm too old for her anyway. I could be a father or grandfather for all I know. No, I mean, when I see young people like Lady Crow Marmalade, okay, being um, a positive role model, I mean, it gives me a lot of hope, okay? Because unfortunately, you have certain individuals that like to paint Gen Z people in a negative light, being selfish, self-centered, and things like that. I mean, it doesn't apply to all of them. Okay, it does not apply to. And the fact of the matter is, we have to understand that they have their own concerns, they have their own worries of things of that nature. Okay, and oh, that's right. I need to. Oh, definitely, definitely, definitely. So I think this weekend I will be um, definitely extending an invitation to those ladies to come, and hopefully they'll be gracious enough to come and share their knowledge. Okay, she's another example of another young content creator who's very intelligent. Okay, and she does come across as being approachable. Okay, definitely pleasant, and she's also beautiful too. But she's married, so. And besides that, I'm too old for her as well. But definitely, I mean, I would love to have these ladies on my platform. In fact, I'll definitely um, invite them to to this platform. I just wish um, there's there's another way other than just putting comments on their channels. But I got where there's a will, there is a way. Okay, so there's a couple more things um, I want to talk about. Of course, let me see. She was over there at Vancouver Stream while he was preaching that mulattoes have kids with black guys bottom of the barrel. What? No, okay. No, I am not. I am not simping. Oh, okay. You know what? Look, let me just say, let me just state this. People are gonna say whatever they're gonna say. Okay, remember, there was one individual that actually said the following: I have an STD. I don't practice dental hygiene. I smell. I'm broke. I'm lonely. I'm senile. I'm a self-hating white Latino. No one loves me. Okay, let's see what else. Um, oh yes, I'm a racist. Okay, okay. I have never been in Malala Vanguard's platform nor his chat. I don't have an issue with. I don't have the issue with him. I just prefer. You know what? There's certain platforms. It is best that I do not enter. Again, I don't have an issue with Malala Vanguard. Uh, he does, he does have a lot of intelligence. Um, at times, he could be kind of off-putting, just keeping it real. But uh, he's definitely one person I'm not going to approach. First of all, because um, I don't know how I'm going to be received. Because again, it seems like the ops have issue. The big issue that the ops have about me is the people I hang out with. Yeah. You know what? Other than other than that, I'm not going to opine any further. First of all, because he's not here to give his rebuttal. And again, like I said before, I don't have an issue with him. It's just that I think it's better that I do not enter his platform. That's just my thing. See, some people think I'm being um, too anal too anal about it. No, it's just that there's certain platforms it's best that I do not enter. Look, I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If it was left up to me, anyone that's thinking about having a channel on YouTube will have to undergo a psychological evaluation, and only when they've proven that they're well mentally, they will be allowed to have a channel. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Anyone can just get on SpringYard or excuse me or and opine about whatever. I mean that is I mean that yeah, just always kind of funny the mentality of these people as well. Yeah, look, that's why. Okay, that's why I referred. Okay. 2 years ago, I referred to them as the mentally and intellectually challenged, or the mix, as I like to call them, because they were mentally challenged. Okay, that was 2 years ago. Okay, then I just refer to them um, as the circus because these individuals act like a bunch of clowns. Okay, and then lately, I just prefer people in the soup because it's like they are. I mean, some of these people. I'm sorry. This is appear lost. I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be critical. It's just that some people, it seems like they have no sense of, they have no direction, they have no purpose. It's like they're just simply there. Okay. Again, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm not gonna lie either. I have to be truthful. And look, I've dealt with these individuals like these all my life. I've dealt it, within my family. I doubt it when, as my job. I doubt it when, in neighbors. I even doubt it in the church. Okay. I mean, look, there are sick, demented people in the church. Okay. And it's like, how the heck can that be? Yes. Yes, people. There are sick, demented people in the church. Okay. And some of these people, you all you can do is just pray for them. Pray for them. That somehow whatever trauma or that spirit of whatever be delivered. Okay. And again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just I have to keep it real. I have to keep it real. So let's see. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is what Christmas means to me. And to be perfectly honest, Christmas has taken on a different perspective. Um, that's due to the fact that, unfortunately, um, I have experienced multiple losses in my family. Okay. Of course, everyone knows that, those that know me know that both my parents are deceased. Uh, four of my brothers, four of my siblings had passed away, and their ages were 37, 49, 56, and 68. I also have two nephews that passed away at 22 and 48 years old. What has done is caused me to try to value um, the family I have left and try to make sure that um, there is no issues, and whatever issues, try to get it resolved as much as possible with the understanding that it takes two people to resolve an issue because it takes two people to have an argument. But at the very least, um, that I try to keep close ties um, with the family I have left, which is why the fact that you have people that cutting ties with other people simply because they voted for Trump or they voted for Kamala Harris. Okay, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. And imagine that for whatever reason, you cut off tie of a person simply because they voted for a different person, and that person passes away. You have no chance to be reconciled to that person, and you have to live with the guilt the rest of your life. That's something I never want to wish on anybody. So, with the fact that I've experienced so many people passed away, it helps me to focus what is the true meaning of Christmas, which is for me um, the birth of Jesus. Okay. And of course, we all know he was not born on December the 25th or January the 6th or whatever. For all we know, he might have been born in the summertime. But we can say this much. Well, the Bibles are show that the shepherds were outside tending to their flocks. You're not gonna be outside tending to your flocks in the wintertime. Okay, it might have been spring or it might have been the summer. Who knows? But it was definitely not in the wintertime. And it definitely was not December the 25th. But for me, is to remember the fact that a person named Jesus of Nazareth was born. And with his message of love and reconciliation had touched multiple millions of people into in 20 in almost 21 centuries. Okay, that's what the meaning of Christmas is. And out of all the Christmas carols, um, my favorite, and one that really touches my soul, is What Child Is This? Okay, for me, that crystallizes the meaning of Christmas. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's great that you get presents. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great that you're with your loved ones and friends and things of that nature. Don't get me wrong that you know, yes, you get to eat food and have libations, things of that nature. Don't okay. And there's the music. The music is lively, but that's not the real focus on what Christmas is about. For me, the real focus is that a Jewish carpenter named Jesus of Nazareth came into this world, and by his death and resurrection, made life meaningful and possible for those of us who do believe. That is what the true meaning of Christmas. Now, I have been talking for over an hour. Okay. So my question is there anything else that anyone would like me to discuss? Okay. If there is, please feel free to put it in the chat and I will do my best to talk about it. Also, the link has been pinned. If anyone wishes to hit that link and opine about anything, they can do so. If no one makes any further comments or no one hits that just decides to hit the link and join the panel, then start to wrap it up. But one thing I will say that I'm really touched by the amount of support my main channel has received. I'm humbled by it. Okay, because first of all, you can tune into the count, hundreds of thousands of other people out there. Okay, there are other people that are more exciting, more stylish, more whatever. I'm just a 62-year-old fat bald Latino who trying to share the little bit of wisdom that I've gained in my 62 plus years of life. Okay, that's all. And the fact of the matter is, the success that I have, it's because of you, the audience, which I affectionately refer to as the uncommon folk. Okay, well, and believe me, I think that's an appropriate term. Uncommon folk. Why? Because you are so special. You are so unique. You are so amazing. Okay, that week in, week out, you tune in, either you tune in live or you catch it on the playback, whether it be with my live streams or whether it be with my shorts. All of you, and I repeat, all of you have made it possible for me to have the support I have. Okay, and I I can never say enough. No, no, I never heard anything about that early. But seriously, the reason why, okay, and the reason why I continue to to express my appreciation, because again, you can watch whatever you want to watch. The fact that the fact like every week you manage to find time to watch my content, whether it be the streams or whether it be the shorts or whether it be my motivational messages, okay. Without you, basically, without you, I mean, what purpose do I have to have a channel in the first place? That is so true, Irving. That is so true. Okay. Now I know that there are um, content creators who take their supporters for granted. I don't. I don't. And that's why I make it a point to let all of you know every time I produce content. I really appreciate you, all of you. I appreciate you deeply, deeply. Okay. And to be perfectly honest, I'm humble by the amount of growth that this channel has generated in over 3 years. And the best part is I didn't have to go negative. I didn't have to get ratchet. Uh, I didn't have to like slander people. I just simply speak what's on my mind. And that's the beauty part. Okay, that is the beauty part. When you are able to opine with intelligence and with integrity, that that is meaningful. Okay, that is meaningful. Okay, so excuse me. That's okay. Oops. No. Shout out to the 8 people that's currently watching this as we speak. Okay. Well, before I go, one thing I will ask, please spread the word regarding this channel. Okay. And if you can encourage others to check out my content, I really would appreciate it. Okay. And if they can subscribe, even better, or at least, yep, that's right. Hit the thumbs up button. But in any case, I will stop to wrap this up. And again, I said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it again. Um, if you're going through some difficult times, just remember that you're not alone, and by all means, if you're going through whatever, talk with someone that you can trust. Okay. Well, in any case, I'm gonna wrap this up because it looks like no one's gonna join me. But I do enjoy doing these open discussion streams because uh, I get to opine, and of course, the audience will have an opportunity to opine as well. But in any case, I'm gonna close the same way that I always close, which is we must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, and I want to wish you all a very wonderful evening. Good night, Gigi. Good night, all of you. And excuse me. Okay. Good night, and have a wonderful weekend. Take care and peace.